Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
What do you think about British? Apart from their bad weather, their full English breakfast, and their cup of tea. Here, you will figure out at least 10 things that the Brits do, specifically their lifestyles. And you will know how English language exactly works in the UK. The Brits' culture towards something can be seen from the way they use their language. For example, the British people are very polite in many aspects, and their politeness is visualized in the form of language. Like, first, saying sorry a lot. The British people are famous for apologizing in almost every situation, whether they are apologizing for asking a question, for their bad weather, or because they sneezed. They are probably the number one nation for apologize. Second, the Brits are very polite when asking for help. They are sort of indirect people, like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm terribly sorry for bothering you, but I wonder if you would mind helping me a moment, as long as it is no trouble, of course."
Fine. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hi. Sorry. Would you be able to help us with the because we're a bit stuck. It's just no, we're fine. That'd be very kind.
Third, the idiom of liking or disliking. The Brits drink tea a lot. No wonder they say "my cup of tea" to point out their like or dislike. For example, "he's totally my cup of tea." What they like or dislike is conveyed in the form of idiom. Again, we can see their culture from the way they use language. Another thing about the Brits is they don't make a fuss. A fuss is something that the true Brits cannot stand. A clear example of fuss is complaining about poor service. For example, in a hotel, shop, or restaurant. You may purse your lips or grit your teeth. You may raise one eyebrow quizzically, but don't complain. You can always write the local newspaper when you get home.
The meatball tastes like rubber. Mine too.
How's the food, ma'am?
It's lovely. Yeah.
Fifth, terms of endearment. When they say,
Alright, darling.
never translate it.
How are you, love of my life?
This is important clues about how the speaker sees you or the sort of relationship he wishes to establish. You may address such as "there, love, darling." You've got to see the situation and context as well if you want to use this, in case something like this happens to you.
Sixth, meeting and greeting. When greeting a British person, it is wise to keep your distance. The way to greet a Briton for the first time is to offer them your hand, and there should be no more than 3 shakes up and down. Never kiss and hug them for the first time you meet them. Simply shaking hands.
G'day. Nathan.
7. Queuing. Brits agree that they know better than anyone how to form an orderly queue. In every public space, you will see how they queue patiently, no matter how long the queue will be. And never jump a queue or you will get into an argument. 8. Car horns are quite a big deal. British people don't use car horns often. They only for emergencies. If you use them all the time in the UK, people spend the rest of the car journey getting over it.
9. No talking loudly on public transport. The British find it is very rude if somebody talks on their phone loudly on public transport. You need to keep your voice down. Think about the others too. 10th. Beer blanket. Women seriously underdress for the weather nights out. On New Year's Eve, you'll see women in like bikini tops and tiny dresses, bare legs and strappy heels. But they don't necessarily get cold. This phenomenon called the beer blanket. Once you have enough beer in you, you can't feel the cold. Conclusion: in order to know English language, We can't just simply translate our language to English or vice versa, but we need to understand the culture. In order to understand English, at the same time, understand British people,